Right, so I've just moved over. What I'm going to do, I'm going to draw an oval on this side. Really scrappy, not perfect. But what to do is, when you're drawing, and this is always easier said than done, try not to rub out too much at this stage because it does all add to part of the shading when you start building it up. So I've got my oval in there. I'm going to leave that there. It's quite a round oval, but it doesn't matter because I can change it as I go. So from this was breaking everything in half. What I actually, having said that, because this is quite round, I'm going to bring it down, make it longer. So as well, don't be afraid to go wrong, change your lines, break it up. I think whenever I'm teaching, I always make silly mistakes, but when you're in the zone, you completely zone out. But don't be afraid to go wrong, change it, adapt it, and I will leave all these lines in and I'll clean it up later. But what I'm going to do is, so from my oval, I prefer, the method that I like to use now is doing thirds. So I'm going to call this the top of my head, and this the bottom of my head. What I like to do, I like to break it into thirds. So essentially what it is, it's the hairline, so the top of the forehead takes you down to the eyebrow line. From the eyebrow line, it takes you down to the bottom of the nose. And from the bottom of the nose, it takes you down to the chin. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some really light lines. Hopefully you can see that, and then I'm just going to do measurement again just with the end of my pencil to the top. So that's 1, 2, 3. So this one, I'm going to put that one there because I want them roughly the same, and it wasn't. So that's 1, 2, 3. So having said not rubbing out, I'm going to rub that one out in case it confuses you. So I've got my 3 sections, and then it's a half a section, so half a section, and that is going to be my hair. So all of that is going to be the hair. This is going to be the chin. So again, that's the hairline to the eyebrow line to the nose. So I can put a little dip in there for the nose, from the nose to the chin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with my eyebrows, and again I'm going to give a gap in between there. So again, just really light and loose. Again, starting vertically, going to the diagonal, to the angling, always at angle outwards, angling out and curving out. And I should have made that a bit more of a angle. So again, up. Oh, the other thing I haven't done, sorry, is I'm going to put a line through the centre, and that is just going to help me mirror each side. So again, vertical, angling out, coming out. And I can see they're different. So from there, I'm going to come down. This is going to be the outer corners of my eyes. Sorry, the tear ducts. And then if I do, I'm feeling like these features are quite big. So I do tend to do that a lot, and it is a really common mistake. So from the tear duct, I'm going to come across, blocking the eye. The other way you can do for an eye is to do curves. So from the outer edge of the face, you do a curve, and then you do another curve. And then within that, it's going to fit your eyes. So again, just to do a quick check, one measurement of an eye is going to fit in the middle there. I might shave. So that's looking better. And again, I've made them quite blocky. Just checking things are lining up either side. And the other thing that's always great, again, because you've got the pencil in your hand, just do a line across, and you can see there the one on my left is sitting slightly up. But I might leave that in because I know one side of my face, it's a bit higher up. So it might make it look less like a mugshot. But if you want it perfect, just line that up with a straight line to make sure you're in the right area. Again, let's pop an eye in. So I'm going to put the eyeball in, the iris, and then the pupil. Again, I can pop highlight, fill in the pupil, fill in the iris. I'm going to do the eyelid above it. And I've not joined it up to anything. These are just broken lines for the eyelid. And again, just thicken up that top line. So that will be where lashes are. So you can have them really long if you've got fake eyelashes. You can have them coming out really long. You can even have them coming down. I might have these ones coming down. And thickening up that level. And then a shade across. You always get, I don't know if I said this before, you always get a highlight on that tear duct as well. And then some lashes on that outer edge. And likewise do the same here. So that's the tear duct. You do get a line in there, that's why I've sectioned it off. So again, that's the eyeball. The iris. And then the pupil. Pop my highlight in, and again remember to try and put your pupil and your iris in the same place. If you're doing eyes looking at the side, these will be coming to the left. So you want exactly the same distance of that white to make it look in the same area. They're looking in the same direction. So I'm just thickening up that lash line again. Pop the eyelid, and I can do a bit better eyebrow there. And I'm just coming up, trying to give a bit of a gap there. And thicker. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of shading all around there while I'm here. And this will help to shade the nose. Can you see there, I made a mistake there, I went straight. Try and curve it because you get that curve of the nose. So again, let's just take a little bit of shading. I'm going to come down to the bottom of the nose. So again, I've got that curve. This was a bit of a small nose, I think, on this side. So should we try and make this a bit bigger? So always set off that curve. Nostril either side, really darken that up. And then that's for the whole of the nostrils. And then this is the outer nostril. I'm trying to make this nose a little bit bigger compared to this one. And again, a little bit of shading where the nostril joins the nose. And remember, this was our highlight, so it's going to be shaded underneath and underneath that nose as well. Right, so from the nose, this was the bottom of the chin. So think about roughly where you want the mouth to be. If I do a line halfway from the bottom of the nose to the chin, which will be there, if I pop my mouth in there, and remember if I come down roughly from those pupils, giving me the outer edge of the mouth. Okay, so again, big bits, thin it in. So I've got the Cupid's bow on the top. I'm not coming all the way, remember. You don't want to join it up. You don't want to dot to dot. So similar shape for the middle of the mouth. And then pop that bottom lip in. I'm just going to do really thick shading for that, and then just shade the sides in to make it look a bit more natural. And then that's going to be my shading for my chin. Again, remember that was the highlight. So now we've got a bit of an egg head. So this was the top of the head. So this is going to be the hairline. So I like to do a side parting. So I'm going to do the same again. I've changed where I hold my pencil to the end. So you'll often see me, when doing things quite sketchy and blocky, holding it at the end, to when you want fine detail, coming right up to the end, so I can really control that for the fine detail. So coming across for hair. I should have put it side of the face in again, shouldn't I? Sorry, right. So from that eyebrow, I'm going to dip in, coming into the eye. Coming out, we've got that cheek at the top there. Just trying to do nice curves, subtle curves. Here we go. That will be the neck there. So again, I'll hold my pencil further back. Come with the strands of the hair. She's got a bit of a Farrah Fawcett hairdo coming out, nice and big. I think I've got a bit crazy there. I do get a bit carried away with hair. So again, let's do this side of the face, coming in for the eye. I'm just trying to straighten that bottom bit. There we go. So remember, you get that slight curve coming out the mouth. So you've got a curve for the chin, curve slightly out for the mouth. This bit I found the hardest, trying to match it up either side. That's just me personally. And coming round. See, there we go. The shading in underneath the neck, side of the face. You're going to have lots of shading in this hair. Get some more hair. With hair as well. I've gone a bit crazy with this hair. You're going to have height again where the light is coming in. You're going to have a light coming in, generally from the sun. The light is hardly ever from the top. It's always from the sun, the side. Whether it's from the sun, windows coming in, even your lights at home, the light tends to come in at the angle. So if this is highlight again, should we tame this hair down? Right, so let's put some more shading in, and again, I just love the proportions of this more than this one. So again, try both, see what you prefer. So remember, we've got the highlight coming through. So these, because it's receding backwards, you're going to have the shade. You can have the shade at the side of the eye, because you've got that highlight there, side of this eye, side there. You generally have you do as well, you get a little it is in, sometimes it's in sections of forehead, so you get a highlight up here, a highlight here, so you get the slight shading coming in the middle there. And a little bit under the eye, try not to do too much. So if you think about the cheek, you'll have shading under the cheek. So I'm trying to do it dark, and this is where I'm doing it with pressure, so I'm putting more pressure where it's dark, getting lighter and lighter in that centre, and then getting darker towards that nose. I feel like making that nose a bit bigger. There we go, that's better. So again, the light pressure, heavier pressure to shape that cheek under there. And lighter, the shadow. I've got to do that middle bit of the, above the lip. So you've got the dark shadow in the middle, shadow either side of that, coming down. That's the outer mouth, it's got the shadow around it. And then the outside of the face. Okay, heavier. It's funny, there's something a little bit more masculine about this one, apart from the hair. Right, I feel this one has turned out more masculine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you slight differences as well. So these are just general differences. Everybody's different, but you generally have square jaw. So that's why I've got that really thick line at the bottom there, because I'm just squaring this off, coming up, square that off that side. Coming up, can you see this is more pointy, this is more delicate, this chin hair. So this is quite good actually to generalise them. So coming up quite square with the outside of the face. The other thing with the female and the male, so the male generally tends to be heavier set around the eyes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to thicken up the eyebrow. Tend to be a bit thicker. And then I'm going to increase that shadow. So eyelashes are, so women, especially if they've got fake eyelashes on, you're going to get these big eyelashes coming out. You'll get some coming in, but you get those big eyelashes coming out. So she's got nice big eyelashes. Men, unless you're lucky, they generally don't tend to have as many eyelashes. So I'm just going to do that as quite thick, just a thicker line, darker line. And it with the eyelid, I'm doing that darker. So that tends all to be darker and heavier set. There we go. Right, sort out the hair. I've gone blank. Boy's hair. So it tends to be a lot shorter. So shall we get rid of some? Mind you, lots of boys can have long hair. My hair's just looking a bit crazy. So let's take it in. That's quite nice if they're young, still got their hair. So you can have hair flicking up. It's generally going to be closer to the head, the hair. This is where you might see the ears as well. So with females, unless they've got it tied back, hair accessories, we could pop some ears in. So the ears going to be at the side here. So the top of the ear is going to roughly be where the eyebrow is. So I'm just going to put the top of the ear there. Again, trying to do it quite blocky, not too curved all the time. I'm going to bring the bottom of the ear down, roughly to around the nose, just above the nose. I've got a bit of hair there. And the other thing is, the men are going to have wider necks. So women generally have daintier necks. Men are going to have these wider necks. Bringing that in. Bring that. Let's bring the other ear. Just doing that top of the earlobe there, and here you'll have an earlobe. You'll have a dark bit in the middle there. Some wiggles. And maybe a little bit of hair there. Should that neck be wider? I do like this. It's getting darker and darker and moodier and moodier. I do like a moody drawing. Right, again, I've got my light there. So let's take out that original crazy big hair. There we go. Gone wonky. Let's bring him back round. I'm working at a slight angle. There we go. I still keep wanting to give him floppy hair, don't I? Nothing wrong with that. Let's part him. There we go. So we've got one that's generally more female, so they have daintier features. So it's generally rounder chin compared to that square jawline. So it's a softer jawline. The eyes are a lot heavier, a lot more shading over the eyes. You often see the ears, so pop in those ears at the side, and they generally line up with the eyebrow. If they, again, everyone's different, it might come to the bottom of the nose, might be above the nose, but just use that as a rough guide to pop some ears in. And the top, just putting the earlobe in at the top, I just do these little squiggles. So just bringing that further out, that side of the face. The eyes generally get more eyelashes on females, smaller eyebrow, and a lot more lighter around the eyes. And I think they're the main differences. Oh, and the neck as well, sorry, it's smaller, slimmer neck for a female, wider neck for a male.